The San Antonio Spurs battled back from a 19-point deficit to claim victory over the New York Knicks on Wednesday, but a good majority of their bettors were robbed of an opportunity to bask in the win. That's because Jalen Brunson took it upon himself to get one last shot up as the time expired, even as the game was effectively over, and cover the 2.5-point spread. Trailing by 5, the Knicks failed to cut the deficit to one score in the final seconds before Spurs forward Keldon Johnson grabbed a rebound that should have allowed the clock to run out. However, Brunson decided he wasn't ready to quit, stealing the ball from Johnson and getting up one last shot at the buzzer. Of course, it went in, cutting the final score to 134 to 132. That's pain. At BetMGM, 56% of bets on the spread and 73% of the handle was on a Spurs cover. The sportsbook has Brunson to thank for the donations. This moment instantly became one of the most talked-about endings in NBA betting circles. Bettors who had backed the Spurs watched in disbelief as what seemed like a comfortable cover turned into a devastating loss in the final second. The swing from celebration to heartbreak happened in an instant. Jalen Brunson's competitive nature and refusal to quit, even with the game decided, exemplifies the mentality that makes him one of the league's premier point guards. While frustrated bettors may not appreciate the gesture, his commitment to playing until the final buzzer speaks to his character as a competitor. This type of backdoor cover is among the most painful outcomes in sports betting. The game's outcome was never in doubt, yet the final margin shifted dramatically in the closing seconds. These moments create legendary stories in sports bars and betting forums, becoming cautionary tales about the unpredictability of gambling on sports. The betting data from BetMGM reveals just how many people were affected by this final shot, with the majority of both the number of bets and the total money wagered on the Spurs to cover. Sportsbooks across the country likely had a very profitable evening thanks to Brunson's buzzer beater. For the Spurs, the victory represents another step forward in their development. Coming back from 19 points down shows resilience and growth, particularly for a young team building around Victor Wembanyama. The final score may have been closer than the actual competition, but the win is what matters in the standings. From a basketball perspective, Jalen Brunson's decision to continue playing aggressively until the final buzzer, regardless of the score, reinforces the professional approach expected at the highest level. Players are taught to compete every possession, and that mindset doesn't change based on the scoreboard or betting implications. For all the latest NBA news, game highlights, and sports betting insights, subscribe to USA Today News. We cover the moments everyone's talking about with comprehensive analysis and real-time updates. Subscribe now and stay informed.